Evening, folks. Welcome back to the channel. And smash that like button right meow. You know you're gonna have a good time. Do pardon any lag. Just need to get the screen set up. I do a test stream to check my audio before I go live, and then I'm listening to it. And then I find it's like 2 minutes till and I don't have any of my other screens opened up, so that's what I've always got my YouTube chat room open and getting my Twitch chat room open. I'm not live on Twitch, but if you have a Twitch handle, then you have a chat room that never closes. It's like 7-Eleven minus the food poisoning. Because there are folks that like to watch my show and chat along, but they don't have YouTube accounts. And they shouldn't have to. It's enough to... You don't have to be like me with an account everywhere to have a good time. I like to be everywhere so other folks don't have to be. I'll do that to make it convenient for folks. There we go. Oh, what's up, Patrick? Glad you made it. Says evening, Nikki. Hope you're well. Just watched your warm-up show. Yeah, me too. It was okay. I wasn't projecting. It did sound a little bit crackly, a little bit low. So I pulled the camera forward a little bit. I'm speaking up more now. You gotta not really yell out at it with your vaudeville voice, but just project more as if I'm talking to someone behind the camera who's slightly hard of hearing. So I always kind of feel like I'm yelling at folks. What's up, what's to go to? Glad you made it. I really am a little bit more soft-spoken in real life, so that's why my voice gets a little bit rough towards the end of these. And then yesterday I remembered to, okay, make tea before you go live. And by tea, I mean it's hot water with honey in it. And I made some hot water, and I boil my water, and I had it sitting out cooling, and then I realized I hadn't made tea. That's okay. That's alright. Things slip through the cracks all the time. That's okay, it happens. I will remind myself to get up and check the audio in a bit. It wasn't the best last time. I'll have to say this tomorrow. I want to say it now, though, because I watched my last show back, and I started screwing this up, but I didn't catch myself, and it didn't stop. I was calling Dr. Guthrie Dr. Garner, and just cringing at myself watching it, like, please catch that, Nikki, please. And then I kept saying it, and I think I caught myself twice, but I kept screwing it up so bad, and because I write Dr. G in my notes, and I think I was more worried about the rest of the story rather than one person's name, and I'm sorry about that. I know better. He's clearly a different, Garner is Frank Garner, and he's the blonde lawyer guy, and Dr. Guthrie has dark hair and glasses, and he's the spookologist, and it's okay. I've made worse mistakes. What's up, we owe you Bill Cooper over on Twitch? Yeah, see? It's like with quite frankly, he's on a lot of platforms, and Folks Row is on the Twitch chat room, even when the show wasn't on Twitch, just for that. They like, everybody likes a familiar place, so that was always active. And it still is. Went to go to, said, yes, glad I made it. So good to hear your voice again. Yeah, and it's good to see you guys. It's great to do an extra show. If it was up to me, I would like to do a show every single Friday, like a balcony chat, and then do my regular review on Saturday. But like, I'm working up to it. It's mostly Fridays are just an extra day where I can work. Especially the last 2 weeks, I haven't been getting a lot of work done. Like all this week, they were in here 3 fucking days in a row to fix the sink. Like, how long does it take? It's one hole and one fucking tube. Just fix it. But it's like 3 days when I can't get into the bathroom whenever I would need it. So I couldn't drink water. So that means headaches. So I'm just like lying on the bed with the heat on, under a blanket, on the heating pad to try to not have to relieve myself, and so no work gets done, and I'm just, pissed off, and just. So that was like 3 days this week. What's up, Brian? Glad you made it. How are you? Happy 13th. Yeah, happy Friday the 13th for those who celebrate. I hope you left out milk and cookies for Jason Voorhees. I've honestly never seen any of the Friday the 13th films. Is that the Crystal Lake one? I've never seen those. I don't recommend it. I saw American Horror Story 1984, which takes place in, you can guess what year, and it's not good. It's really not good. It only gets good when Lily Rabe comes on, and by then it's the last 3 episodes. There's actually one good joke before that, but the whole rest of it is just skip. Just no, just skip it. Uh, Brian, Friday the 13th, the horror show. Yeah, because Halloween is the one with Michael Myers. Haven't seen those either. So Friday the 13th is killing the kids at the Camp Crystal Lake. And then, like, I've seen a lot of like the Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street. That's the one franchise I did watch back in the day. Might have been too young, but that's the ones that I did see. That's one where it's like every other one is good. Like 1, 3, 5. I've seen Freddy versus Jason. It's I don't know. It's what you would expect. It's not terrible. Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. It saw that. That's actually it's a little bit scarier. What if this could happen in real life? Oh my god. Is that the one with Lisa Zane? That one. Jen Rogers, what's up? Glad you made it. Yeah. So, and then technically the 13th is not a good day for me since 4 is my unlucky number, but again, I didn't want to do one of these when the sun's in Pisces, and I didn't want to do it last week, so this was the only day for it this month. That's okay. And then I'll just see how it goes for next month, since it seems like, as far as moving goes, I have found a place. It's roughly on still this side of town, but no moving in, I was going to say April. In February, it's actually bad luck to move in April. It's bad luck to move in April, November. I think the other one is July. So if there is going to be any, moving around, it will be starting up in March. So that's about half a month away. Lost my train of thought a little bit. I'm glad folks are showing up. Oh, Brian's saying that he's workout night, work tomorrow. Hopefully get to watch some horse racing tomorrow night. Oh, cool. Day at the Races is one of my favorite movies. Bruh. Marx Brothers. So yeah, just have to get some money together for that. It's when you move into a place, you need to sort of like you pay double, and then you have to pay the first month's rent, and rent is just around $2,000. So they're gonna want $4,000 plus another $2,000 on top of it to just get in there and get the keys. So that's I know what I have to work with. And then I'm playing with the hangnail. I was last week I called about let's see, what was it? Hold on, I gotta get something for this. I'll check the audio too in a minute here. If not, I'm just gonna fiddle with my fingernails. My fingernails have been breaking so bad this week. And all I did this week, was it this week or last week, was get everything out of the car. So I guess I had a 401k with my last job. I certainly didn't pay into it. But I keep getting stuff in the mail talking about, hey, you got this money. So I called them up like, hey, can I get that money? And they're like, okay. And it's a lot of running around, but basically I was supposed to be getting it on, he mentioned February 10th, and I'm thinking, cool, because that's Jerry Goldsmith's birthday. Of course, it didn't show up, and then I was checking my bank account every day, nothing. And then yesterday must have been yesterday. I got something in the mail from the company that was going to be sending it along, and it's a really thick letter. And first of all, I thought they were going to put the money in my bank account, and then dude was talking about sending a paper check, and I told him I don't have a card to get to the bank, and just it sounded like he didn't know what he was doing at his job. But anyway, I know a paper check is not super thick, so you don't have to write me a fucking novel. Just put the check in there, and I'll sign the back and just whatever. So I open it up, and it's just paper and words and all this stuff that basically I don't know what it means, but it sort of sounds like since the amount you requested is not more than what you're getting, we're not going to give you any of it. And then something about signing into an account to make sure the money does not go to another account. I don't understand that. I'm just going to sign into that account and sort of get that straightened out. So we'll see. It's because I was thinking either I will get that money and it will help me out, or it'll be like now and I won't have any extra money and I'll just proceed with what I have now. So I'm just proceeding with what I have now. So I wasn't like getting my hopes up about it. And so I wasn't going to be crushed when nothing happened, because nothing did happen. So I'm not crushed. So I expect nothing good. So I'm not surprised. I'm surprised when good stuff happens. So when all this bad stuff happens, it's like, yeah, what else? Let me just compare this to other bad stuff that's happened. Because I count my blessings. I've got good stuff going on. I've got the show right now. I've got you guys. So I've got too much to keep me going to let little upsets like that get me down. It would be nice because it would help, but if anybody's going to be helping me out, it's you guys. So it's other folks. And that guy should have told me that. He should have known his job well enough to know, like, hey, you're just wasting your time with this phone call. So that's what I did, was waste my time with a phone call. Patrick said, when you're moving, Nikki, hope you find a nice, affordable place. It needs to be quiet. Ish, what's up, man? That dude's an OG, frankly. What's up, dude? How's it going? Brian St. Patrick's a time traveler. He is. He is a time traveler. Uh, oh, I gotta check my show out. And then I'll update you about the car. Uh, Capital One, your credit score changed. Yeah, up or down. I'm not reading that. I know where it's going. That motherfucker is tanking. I just have to go to my own show first and tap on it. And then, I want to tell you about the thumbnail too, because I want to have good things to talk about. That's why I use that thumbnail. Just a second. It's actually not so bad. That's standard. Okay. Okay. That's not so bad. That's a standard bacony. Ish, I weigh more than my credit score, right? Because for a while it was easy to build it up because I had money, so I was paying everything on time and all that stuff. And like with credit cards, I don't like to wait until the bill's due. If I spend $50, I'll wait for it to post and then pay it immediately. I'm not trying to wait and pay some big bill at the end of whenever I don't care what the due date is. I just want to get it paid off then. And I forget if this is a thing or not. Isn't it good to not have anything owed when the month switches over to the next month? So I really wanted to make sure to have things paid off. So it was building up really high, and it's gone down maybe 300 points or something like that, but that's just what they do. What happens with it. Oh, what's up, John McHugh? Thanks for showing up. Glad you made it. It says, hi, Nikki. Time is moving fast. It is. The older you get, the faster time goes. And I'm a Capricorn, so I can always feel time moving. Patrick says, Brian, the future here isn't very good. We have a wanker in charge. Never mind. Yeah. No, you don't, because you're in charge, and you're not a wanker. Yeah, so it's, I don't know. It is what it is. My credit score was going down, and I still was able to get a credit card through my bank, so they would stop charging me $2 a month. But it's, I don't know. Ish, is that a penguin in front of your face? Is it? Oh, it's not. It could be, though. Aw. Speaking of white hair, I was looking at my hair in the mirror. Dude, I've got some white hairs that hang down. Well, they're silver, down to the knot. And Not Today's Satan. This is a Gray Still Plays Not Today's Satan shirt, but he doesn't sell them anymore, so I've got to make my own. Gotta pull those suckers out in case they show up on camera. Drank some coffee, you know, where all the Carmex went. Oh, I forget what I've talked about already. I talk about getting a better microphone because I was thinking once I get moved, if there's anything left. I know money's always going to be tight, but I do want to have a better microphone, possibly too, you know, and a better camera, since this says it goes up to 1080p, and that's what it's, you know, marked as after the show uploads, but it feels like there's a number between 720 and 1080, and that's where it sits at. It just does not quite pick up all the color that I can see in the camera from the laptop before I go live. Like you should be able to see that this is purple when it doesn't show up. Brian says we can't see him. I know, I couldn't see him until I had my my mirror in front of me. I'm like, what's the why does that keep going? Just women aren't allowed to age. Uh, but yeah, it looks like that's no help. Didn't expect it to be. But then I didn't look outside because the YouTubers don't go outside. But I got an email talking about we had to repossess. Like they kept sending me emails like oh, your account's gonna be reviewed for repossession, and then you get a whole bunch of those, and then you get your car is scheduled for repossession, and then you get a whole bunch of those, and then just today I get an email or a text talking about check out your account. So I did, and it says that the vehicle has been repossessed, and then it gives you a few options. I didn't really have time to read these earlier. So I was gonna talk about it here, so I figured I was gonna save it for here. So we can find out together. How does it go? Yeah, since your vehicle has been repossessed, we will need to speak with you to determine next steps or reinstatement eligibility. Please contact us, phone number such and such. So it was, I saw something earlier. One thing was like either, like to get the car back at all, I was gonna have to pay off everything that was due on it left. It was gonna be paid off at the end of June, and there was something like 3,400 left on it. I think the car was originally maybe 15 grand. So it was almost paid off. Yeah, account balance, $3,234.27. Something about requesting a payoff quote. I'm sure that would make the amount go up. But it says right now, yeah, amount due 15/11/28, due on February 28. Past due 14/31/28. My last payment was end of September. Retrieve personal property. I already took everything out of the car. So this is not the screen I saw earlier. It's close to it, so January, December, October. Yeah, so if you don't pay on your car, you keep it for about 4 months, and then they take it plus $80 worth of fees. I guess that's fair. And they give you a bunch of options too. It's like, well, if you can basically sort of skip a payment, but then they break down what you didn't pay and just make your monthly payments higher. I went through those for a couple of months. I knew I didn't have the cash, so it's not like I was like holding out hope. Like, how about you guys just like deal with what you got and forget about the rest? Because they're certainly not. They're not starving. They're not unable to drive anywhere or anything like that. They're just a big business that cannot pronounce the name of their own company, which is shady as hell. So yeah, that's just where that sits. Maybe I mentioned before, but we do live in a day and age where you can get things delivered. It's, hella expensive, but you can get a lot of stuff delivered to you. Brian, what kind of car? It was a blue car. No, it was a Toyota Camry, and it had a Bluetooth in it, and so yeah, that was the best part. To be a car is just a giant boombox on wheels. So I'm more upset about the fact that. Well, I'm really upset about this. I'm more upset about the fact that I can't listen to my music really loud, like that close to me, rather than not being able to drive anywhere. So, like, I realize that's how you get to the store to get food and all that kind of stuff, but it's more about losing the music aspect of it that has me the most upset. Um, I don't like that it was blue. I don't care for blue at all. It was Jules. What's up? Glad you made it. It was 2014. So oddly July 2014. I didn't know that they gave cars a month, like, because that little sticker in the doorway. So it was from. I mean, granted, I just got it maybe 2021, but like July 2014. That's before things got bad for me, bruh. It's from the good times. I didn't know that they had Wi-Fi in cars back then. That is so cool. Oh, what's up, a beach champ? Glad you made it. So that's just what happened with that. I mean, I work from home, so I don't have to drive anywhere. So it's not again, it's more about losing the sound system than anything else. What else was I gonna? Instead of writing down notes, I'm trying to save all of my paper for the reviews. So I put what I wanted to talk about tonight in here. Car. Super chat. I did get a super chat in between my last two shows. Uh, letting that load in. This was from Dandy. I got this. But he said, thanks for being here. You bring a lot of fun to so many. So thank you very much for that. You guys have been nothing but fun for me for over a decade. So I'm glad that I get to just put on a show for you guys and be in front of a computer and a camera. It feels like it's the place I'm supposed to be at, and you guys let me do that. So that's awesome. Jules says, yes, I have a 2016 Hyundai. All the bells and whistles. Oh, cool. Instead of a horn, you just pull like the bell. Trying to think about a movie where I saw that in, but all I can think of is a Jabberwocky. Like the guy goes to pull the bell, and all we see is some dude on the other side of the wall, and it's just got a rope connected to him, so it like lifts the guy up, and he screams, and that's their doorbell. That's cool. It was it's automatic windows. I mean, it kept it clean. I don't wreck up a car or anything like that. I know how to take care of equipment. It needed an oil change, but other than that, sounds like it's not my problem. Now, the last time I had a car repossessed, I've been through this before, back in 2005. Before that, they send some big bouncer guy who's 7 feet tall to your house, and then you have to like sign your name on a piece of paper. But like no knock on the door, they just took it, so it's they didn't ask for the keys back or anything like that. I got everything out of it the other day, so that's cool. It is nice that they give you the option to pay it back. Like theoretically, what if I did get that money that I was trying to get? I could be like, wait, and I could make a payment that way. So like that's nice of them that they do give you that option. I don't think that was an option 21 years ago, so that's nice of them. I'm glad that's a thing. Can't participate, but I'm glad that they do that. Super chat. All right, so Discord. Mind you, I get all of my news from Tumblr, so they're on top of everything. This all started about the 9th, but Discord wants to have age verification added onto the platform. Age verification is just a way for pedophiles to track children's accounts rather than guessing who's what age. They think if they ask for ID, it's easier to follow children around. So that's what that is, and they want to implement that, and people were so pissed off, they started canceling their Nitro subscriptions, and it got so bad that the site was glitching out and not letting people sign in, or you go to cancel your Nitro, and they're like, we're having an error right now, try again later. What's up, Nightcock? Glad you made it. Uh, so there was that. I'm the one who says never pay for a free app, so I don't have Nitro or anything like that. But I'm glad that always hit them where it hurts in the wallet. I'm glad people are doing that. But as more information is coming out, apparently this is going to start in March, so we're ahead of it. It was what I read was that if you have a channel that's marked as a mature, that's where age verification would be required. So I do have a Discord link in the description. I had a room marked not safe for work or as mature. I took that off of there. We know how to act inside of a Discord. My Discord is very small, so that's not an issue. So I just took that off of there. This is for people in the United States. Apparently, age verification on Discord is already a thing in definitely in the UK, possibly Australia. However, just today I found a workaround for that. It seems like a few extra steps, but it lets you get around that whole age verification thing. I can post that on YouTube and on Twitter. For the folks not in the US, if that age verification thing is popping up for you and not letting you see. Like, there's people, say, in the UK that have a Discord that they started, that they run, that they can't get into because of that. That's bullshit. Also, never give your government-issued ID to basically a texting app, just flat out. And then if you need more reason than that, about 6 months ago, there was a data breach, and so all of those IDs that had already been scanned in for whatever reason, it got hacked, so that information is just out there. So even if it says, oh, always scan it for a second, then delete it. No, they don't. Nothing's ever deleted from online. So yeah, don't show your ID to, yeah. Patrick uses a VPN. Yeah, good. See? He's ahead of it. So that's all that is. And then I'm in a couple of discords that it's mostly younger folks. It's like they just want to play Minecraft and share fan art and pictures of their Minecraft builds. Or like another one that they're fans of Japanese history, and they're like high school, college age folks mostly. So it's I like to fuck with them. We owe you, Bill Cooper. Yeah, nothing is ever deleted. Truth. Yeah, just because you can't find it doesn't mean somebody else can. So don't. You can't trust everything you read online. You can't. Who's that trusting? Who's that naive? It's a government ID. You know what you can do with somebody's ID? I don't, because I'm not a shady person, but I'm sure there's shady people who know what to do. Jules said, just got an Apple iPad update and saw they were tracking me everywhere. Turn that crap right off. Yeah, any of that, go through your phone settings, any of that location tracking stuff, shut that off. That's why you can be, Google's a bad one. You have your Google search engine open and you're talking about welding, and then suddenly you're getting nothing but ads for welding masks and videos on YouTube about welding and soldering and whatnot. It's because it's listening to you. So you can just go in and swipe that off. You might get the little, oh, if you shut this off, then the app won't work correctly. I don't give a fuck about the app. Off. It kept, the other day, Brave kept, I could not look at it for 2 seconds without it jumping over to the Play Store talking about you have to update Brave. Like, fuck I do. I just disabled the Play Store notification gone. It can still find websites. I'll update it if I feel like it. Prick. So yeah. Oh, what's up, Kara? Glad you made it. Kara sent me a birthday card. Thank you for that. We owe you, Bill Cooper. Yeah, the shady person could be a third-party vendor to a government agency, steal your info to get hacked. Air quotes drink. Exactly. That's what it is. Like how those ring cams sell the video to police, so they can see everybody walking up to your door and see every license plate of every car going by and track people down that way. Nope. If your neighborhood is that shady, just keep a shotgun by the door. You don't need to see every single thing walking past. Are you looking for missing people? What the hell do you need to film out there? So yeah, though I am sort of low-key, like there isn't enough to do, I am sort of low-key looking at Discord alternatives just in case, but it seems like it's just, again, any room that's marked as, mature, oh, you gotta show ID to get in here. Like, it's not the club. I'm not going in there to drink. No. The hell? So, yeah, that's stupid. That's like swiping a credit card on your phone to head it. No. No one's doing that. Discord can go the way of Gilded if they think folks are going to do that. And again, age verification, it's just for pedophiles to track children. That's why they wanted people to get their kids implanted with chips in case they go missing. It's just in case some pervert wants to take your kid, he can find them easier. Or she. There's women perverts too. Oh no, Kara said she has a toothache. I'll trade it for the cough that. Oh no, Nightcock, did you catch a cold? Yeah, if it gets down to like 65 in Florida, it could snow and then people start catching pneumonia. That's not good. Ooh, toothache sucks. Mouth pain is the worst. I had braces before. Oh my god. Bruh. Take care of that though, because your teeth are right by your head, and you get a bad tooth infection, and the next thing you know, you're in memoriam. That's how I lost Andy Hallett. If anybody watched Angel, it was the spinoff to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The fella that was all in green with the horns that could sing, Lorne. They called him the host, but his name was Lorne, and he was green, and he didn't go by that name because of the reference. But oh, I could tell you how many years. Sometime within the last 10 years, I don't watch these type of videos usually, but it's like here's this list of actors who you may not know have died, and so I clicked on it, and they're going through all these people, and just I don't remember if I recognized anybody, and then they say Andy Hallett. I'm like, no, I just got done watching all of Angel on DVD. There's no way this dude just died. Like when? When? You got the wrong dude. But I let it play. And it was just, oh, after they got done filming Angel, maybe a year after, dude gets this real bad tooth infection, didn't do anything about it, and your teeth are right by your brain, and next thing you know, he's 6 feet under. Bruh, I was just tears like, Lauren can't be dead. Bruh, he is. R.I.P. Sorry if you found out about that here, but damn. Nightcock said Hyundais, and Hondas are all great vehicles, but like all new vehicles, keep an eye on those oil levels. Change regularly with synthetic and use good fuel with detergents. And occasionally floor it. Yeah, sometimes you gotta floor it. Jules says, I've got a hammer for that tooth. Just shoot it out! No. That sucks. I worry about mouth pain. I can't go to the dentist. Oh man. Like I don't have problems with my teeth, but just, if something goes wrong, that's what's gonna take me. Oh, Nightcock, he's going to the dentist next week for maintenance? Started getting toothaches last year. Ooh, that sucks. Oh, Beat Chef saying that Mazda and Mitsubishi are even better quality wise. Oh, cool. Oh, Kara says, yeah, I have an appointment Monday morning. My 2025 was pretty bad. Not trying to bring the clouds to 2026. Yeah, I'm already having a bad enough year 26. Nobody else needs to be having my bad year. I don't need that. Let me see what else I have in here. Super chat. Yeah, I should have said this when I brought it up before. I do have super chats. The links are in the description. It's Venmo and Buy Me a Coffee. Your money stays in the United States. I'm not buying hookers and blow with it. You're not supporting AI with it. That just goes so I can eat. And anytime I get a comment, I read it at my next live show. So you get to be a part of the show as well as helping me out. That's just up there. Like I don't expect people to fund my life, but it just like if you have a few bucks and you can kick it my way, I can use it. And if not, that's cool too. I'm certainly not the type of person that only values people based on how much money they are currently giving me. So everybody is the same. We're all equal. There's no such thing as a top fan. That's one of the reasons why I have that turned off. We're all the same. We're all good people. So nobody's above anybody else. And people who think they are above you are actually beneath you. So those aren't the kind of people you want to be spending your time with. People that just look at you and see dollar signs. Oh, nice. Nightcock found a dentist that doesn't use fluoride and mercury. It's been expensive but worth it. Yeah, you don't want mercury in your system. They found They've dug up bodies where folks had syphilis really badly back when the only treatment for it was mercury, and you can still see the mercury in their bones moving around, all liquidy. Oh, Nightcock's also saying that Mazda has done some really impressive stuff. They fly under the radar. Oh, nice. Yeah, I was going through just my. I think I did mention this before. Just going through Instagram, going through Twitter, and just finding out people who claim to be following God are using AI, and I unfollowed a great many accounts during this week on a great many platforms, and I honestly feel lighter. I'm glad that somebody won't pull up those channels and see that I follow them. Because I use the name Nikki M. Carlin everywhere, so that won't come up. It's nice to not be connected with bad people who think it's okay to turn to Satan for content and pictures and videos. So I really do feel lighter despite having the car taken away. In a way, it sucks, but in a way, it's one less thing to have to think about. It's just maybe some fewer text messages and emails I'll be getting. So it's good to sort of clear away all of the bad stuff. Plus, it's always, I don't know when this started, I've brought it up before, but every year, right around February 10th, it really does feel like the barrier between this world and the next world is the thinnest, and I'm just able to see things more clearly than I can at any other time. It doesn't happen when like my birthday. It doesn't happen for New Year's Day. It doesn't happen around when my friend died. It's just for whatever reason, it's right around Jerry Goldsmith's birthday. And while I didn't quite feel that clarity, maybe it was because I couldn't get into the bathroom. I wasn't drinking a lot of water, and then it really hit me after that third day. I was just so tired the other day. I'm always tired anyway, but fuck. Um, it did help. It was very cleansing. It was very purifying to just get my handle off of following web channels where people are turning to Satan for content. It's good to not be connected with that. It does make me feel lighter, and that's good. You want to, if something is making you feel bad and there's no benefit for you, stop doing it. Just stop doing it. Stop feeling bad. It's just that quick. Nightcock, I have 8 mercury fill-ins that have been there for decades. I'm going to try to have them remove that stuff. Yeah, I would imagine having cars in your teeth hurts so bad. It might help you be a better mechanic, but how do you chew? Oh my god. Bruh. Obi Chap's got some soft throbbing. Got a dentist appointment with a totally different dental surgery. He only had to pull out 3, not bad. Ooh, do they give you pain pills for that? Do they give you Percocet? Skin mouth pain is the worst. It's a good diet when you can't chew, but oh god. Oh, I probably had braces more than 30 years ago. Oh man. Patrick, I have a cataract, but my blood pressure is too high to have it treated, so stop drinking tea and coffee. Hopefully that works. Ooh, I hope so. Ooh, that's rough. I guess if you don't need the caffeine to clear up your tinnitus like I do, you can stop that kind of stuff. Hopefully that does work. Nightcock, my neighbor's car just got repoed today. Oh, damn. Maybe that was my car. No. Yeah, Kenny, yes, Kara says so many people are losing jobs. Yeah, it's just, that's what it is. Like, I could have stayed at that job where it was taking away my vision and my hearing, but I had no time for myself. I couldn't get my weight below 110. You have to force yourself to eat for lunch. Then I had to force myself to eat right after work. and then at 5:30, and then by 7 o'clock for the show, I'm just hungry again. And then you can't just fast on your day off. You want to have some different kind of food, so you just, bacon and eggs and toast with butter. Um, and then all I was doing was helping pedophiles give money to illegals. And I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't helping anybody. It was not fulfilling work. It was like the money was good, yeah, but it was making me not even want to go to, quite frankly. And if you get to a place where you don't enjoy doing stuff that you like, that's just depression. That's just bad. And there was no way to break that cycle. The last time I felt that bad and was throwing my water on the ground. Get over here. The last time I felt that bad, I was working 2 jobs and had a nervous breakdown, and so I was able to quit one job. But this time around, I only had one job to quit, and that's not something you can ask people about. Like, hey, should I quit the only job I have because it's killing me? Nobody would have told me yeah, because I didn't know I was going to start a YouTube channel back then. It was roughly about this time 2 years ago. I was still working there, but I knew they said that if you leave the job, any days off that you didn't take, they would put it in your last check. I knew that was a lie, so I started taking off just days off to use those up. And they top out, they start you out fresh at the beginning of the year, so I had I had a lot of days I could take off. And they made it easy to call off work. All you had to do was call into this automated system. You didn't even have to talk to anybody. Maybe you did, like, yep, my name is this, I forget what you had to say, if you had an employee number or something like that, but maybe your name, the name of your supervisor, yeah, I have to take the day off, and that was it. So they made it really easy to call off. So that's what I did. But yeah, nobody's going to tell you, yeah, you should quit your job where you're making around 40K a year just because it's killing you. Anybody else would have told me to stay there because of the money, so I didn't tell anybody about it. I am really good at keeping things to myself for a person that talks on YouTube now for a living. But then, I don't know exactly what did it, because I watched a video on History for Granite. I've got that in my one of my top channels on my homepage. But they dropped a video around February 17th or 18th. It just blew my mind. This guy looks at Egyptology. He's not believing the experts because he knows they lie. He does his own research, and then like the experts want to debunk people who are YouTubers because, oh, you didn't go to school for it, so what do you know? It's like, well, they know not to lie. So he does his own research. He figures his own things out. And he dropped a video, kind of blew my mind. And I've been into ancient Egypt since 1999. And then I started to tape up the light on my laptop, because every single laptop, not this, I've got the plug-in camera, but they got the camera right at the very top, and they have to put this little light that turns on when it's on. So theoretically, the whole time you're on, you get this white light in your eyes, which is bad for you. That's why all these lights that they're using now are bad. They don't have that yellowish glow to them. It's just pure white. That's why it hurts your eyes more. So I was taping that up and listening to American Pie, and I was filming it, but since I was listening to American Pie, I can't upload that video because I'll get a copyright strike. And then a couple weeks later, I uploaded my first video, and I guess I was just a YouTuber then. Just did not have things often happen fast with me. So all of that came together really quickly, and we're sitting here now, so it's a good thing. Brian says, can't go wrong with bacon and eggs. You can never go wrong with bacon and eggs. Patrick says, been drinking hot lemon. Hopefully my blood pressure should drop. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's one thing. The only thing I know about blood pressure is smoking cigarettes is bad for it. Do you like meditate or even if you don't meditate, you can just lie quietly. If you can have it silent, that's fine. You could like play some music or just play some YouTube videos that chill you out. That's one reason I like Gray Still Plays. He always chills me out. Just to just have an hour, half an hour to just not think about any bad stuff. Just think about good, calming things. Will you, Bill Cooper? Bacon and eggs are great any time of day. Yeah, you can have Brenner breakfast for dinner, and then have ice cream for breakfast. Hell yeah! And I used to get the thick like Texas toast and with butter, and oh man, oh it's so good. Kara says, "Are you close enough hours to monetize?" No. Let's check. That's another thing I wanted to mention. I might be able to. I really want to get a better microphone to cut out the crunchy sound. Get rid of this audio equipment from 1932. I wanted to do that after I move. Maybe I can do that before. Like money's gonna be tight either way, but I need it for the channel. The channel comes first. I would say I could go live from my car, but I don't know where my car is now, and it's not mine anymore. I guess it never was, but because that's what holds me back when I look at my stats. It's the oh, I got another subscriber. Thank you, whoever that was. That's so cool. Let's see, earn. Like right now, I've got. You need 3,000. Oh wait, no wait. Monetization. So for monetization, you need 1,000 subs and at least 4,000 views in the last 365 days. I've got 1,722 valid public watch hours. So if I had private videos, that wouldn't count. So less than half, but close to half is something. So that can only go up. That's the other thing too. If I get a better microphone, I can do. I'll feel more like doing Friday shows. If I don't have to work, because I do have to review Dark Shadows. I think I'm up on episode 193. I'm out of the current storyline that I'm reviewing now, and I'm on to the next one. And on Fridays, I don't have to be anywhere, so that's one day where I can get a lot of work done. Um, but yeah, like when if I look at any of my videos, like the watch time, it starts out strong, then it dwindles off for, whatever reason. And rather than get hung up about exactly what I'm doing, I know that the audio is not what it should be, and that's what's holding it back. Mind you, all of this information is as of February 8, 2026. It's never the day of. It's always a few days behind. But still. Nightcock says, I think we're all about to see some major changes here soon. It's all about being in the right place before it all goes down, whatever that is. Yeah, that's true. If you just sort of follow your heart and put yourself where you feel like you need to be, then the universe takes care of the rest. I'm not saying you don't have to like work. I mean, you can't just like sleep all day and expect stuff to happen. But yeah, you just have to align yourself with what you feel is correct and keep following that path. And then Nightcock. I wasn't Nightcock sex. How would I say that? But Nightcock says, jobs are not worth sacrificing yourself to a faceless corporation. I'm still doing that full time, but that's why I started my own business years ago on the side. Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing too. I would not be able to go live if I was doing that show because that would take up all of my work days. My only days off were Wednesdays, which we have, quite frankly, on Wednesdays, and then Saturday. And I don't know if I would want to spend. And I worked on Sundays, so that would be me sitting in this chair every single day with my bad back, except Wednesdays. But then every other Wednesday I was going to the chiropractor. I miss going to the chiropractor. My back is so fucked up. And I would just have no energy for it. I would not be able to review Dark Shadows. There would be no time for it. So I would not be able to do what I'm doing now. And this is more fulfilling. It's more fun. You have to do things because you love it. You can't jump into YouTube expecting to make money unless you want to cheap out and use AI. It'd be cool to have, if you have enough people to help you out to make stuff, but like I don't. It is kind of cool to not have. It's kind of cool to just like rely on myself for everything and just to see what I can pull out of myself. Because I used to be the type to plan ahead and things like planned for never worked out. So now I just wing it and I seem to have a better time. You have to just know at a certain point you can trust yourself and know that when you're in the moment, you're going to make the right decision. And even if you don't make the right decision, you have to just go with whatever happens. You can't, oh, I should have done this. What if I would have done that? It's in the past. And if you're not going to get your time machine to fix it, forget about it. It's done. All you can do is move forward from it. I mean, we all have regrets, especially me, but you can't beat yourself up about it for the rest of your life. It's not gonna, it's not healthy. You just have to learn from your mistakes, learn from your successes, and learn from the best. See what other people do. Like, oh, that's where he fucked up. Then his whole career went down. It's like, what the hell? Well, if she hadn't done that, she'd still have all of this. But nope, then dumbass. So buy $1 million worth of lottery tickets. That's what you get, dumbass. But stuff like that. Learn from other people, even if they're successful. Maybe they made mistakes. You can learn from those. And if they're just screw ups, learn from that too. It's like, well, I'm not a heroin addict, so I got that going for me. I'm not going to make that mistake. It doesn't even sound like fun. Nightcock says, I've become a lot more aware of avoiding blue light. Screens are damaging. If you can use nightlight mode, it helps take some of the edge off. Yeah, that's what I didn't know. Of course, my last job didn't tell me this because they're not there to help people. But I did have to get they just hook onto the monitor. It's just like this black, or not black, but it's this very slightly tinted. It doesn't make the screen darker. But it makes a difference if you're staring at a screen all day. It cuts out the blue light. And I had 2 monitors, so I got 2 of those. That stopped me from having headaches every day at that job. But that does help. And then ever since I left that job, I do have it is some kind of filter that cuts out the blue light. I've had it on here for so long that I forget about it. It does change the color slightly, but again, it's not enough that you're gonna notice it. Like that purple, it might look blue on the camera, but that's purple in the background. It would be like that if I took it off. And then I've got it dimmed down really far. Steve 1989 MRE info uploaded. The thumbnail. What it was, I think I'm not at level 160 anymore, but, I've probably explained it before, but where I live, it's this giant continent, and then way off to the side, I dug through it to get through because there's other places to go see, and I wanted to take my boat, but even what, like, hooks in front of me when I'm fishing, that's all my continent there. It's not an island, it's just so huge. But it was very shallow. So, like, there's no kelp growing there. There's certainly no sea life. And I read that if you want to catch more than fish, you need to have at least 5 blocks in any direction of water to catch more than just fish. So I dug a lot of that out, made it a lot deeper. I might need to go down another block or 2. I want to fill it with sand so I can see if I do get fish. but nothing really comes in there. Way off to the side, I get some octopi, I get some fish over there, but they only come so far, right about up to my lava farm, which you can kind of see in the thumbnail for my birthday party episode. But I go out there when it's raining to fish because you get 20%. You catch things 20% faster. So whenever I fish, I only fish when it's raining, and that's when I rest my eyes. Because while the rain looks cool, it is kind of like tiring on my eyes. So what I do, I'll take the mouse, put it over to my left hand. So my left hand knows when to click. You really just click in one button with your index finger. So I make my left hand do the work. I put my right hand down to let it relax. And you can hear what's going on. So you hear you catch something, you click the button, you recast. You just do that. And every once in a while, you open your eyes to make sure it's still raining. And that's just how I do it. But nothing ever happens. I fished off at another place, and I've accidentally like hooked my fishing line into stuff. I don't want to catch stuff that way. I want to be able to catch like books and random stuff in the water. So I was just fishing like normal, whatever. But for whatever reason, I was looking at what I was doing. And way down in the corner, everything's blue. The water's blue. It's raining. I saw something moving. Got really close. I'm moving the camera a bit, trying to see what it was. What the hell would be moving down there? Nothing lives down there. I never get... Are those fish? They're fucking salmon. There was I took some screenshots, but again, you got it's raining, it's blue water, everything's blue. You can barely see what it is, and I didn't want to hook them with my hook. I was like fishing off to the side, and I'm looking down here at them, and I'm fishing. So I go through the hole, like don't go away, stay there, because fish can despawn. Well, I don't know if fish can, but octopi can. I've seen it happen. I didn't want them to despawn. So, and I didn't want to stop fishing. But so it gets done raining, I get done fishing. And the first thing I do is jump in the water. And that's what the picture is. It's like I've never had salmon come that close to my dock before, and it hasn't happened since either. But there they were just hanging out there. Like I made fish come over. It was so cool. So I had to take some screenshots. And then I started to worry. I'm like, I don't want to accidentally hook these guys. So that's what it was. I didn't even have time to put my fish away. I keep them up in a barrel off to the side. But I just jumped right in. There they were. And it's sort of like with every critter. They kind of, if you get too close, they kind of just bump you. Like you don't get hurt. But say a sheep walks past you and kind of nudges you to the side. Like bruh, did you just shoulder check me? Like, I could kill you. I'm not gonna, but like I'm a cow. Move over. And it happens in the water too. You'll be swimming. And I didn't realize this happened. And like one time I got pushed to the side. I'm like, is this fish shoving me out of the way? What the hell? But so, like they nudge you a little bit. Again, you don't take damage or anything. But yeah, so that's them. They came. Oh, it's not going to show me because I'm going to click on it. But yeah, they came over and they hung out. It's only ever like 3 or 4 of them, and I had to take some screenshots before I drowned. So that happened. Night Kakia, pretty awesome fishing simulator. Yeah, it's the only time I fished in my I fished once in real life, but it was only for 30 minutes. But yeah, I get to go fish. You get to like chill out, and honestly, that's when I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do during my play session, because I really only get about 4 hours on my battery before I've got to recharge it. So it's like, what am I going to do? Okay, I was going to mess with my trees. I was going to go to that one place underground and mine out some more diorite. And then I was going to go. So like I'm like, it gives you a chance to think. Plus, you're gaining levels every time you catch something. You get a little bit more experience. So you're not just fishing for the sake of it. So it's good for your levels again. But yeah, I made fish come over. So with that in mind, since it was just dirt down there, I want to dig it down maybe 2 more levels, but then fill in one with nothing but sand. So if I do get fish or even octopi, I'll be able to see it. That was so cool. When was that? speaking of fish, what did happen was I did play on my birthday. And it was, Sunday. I usually play Minecraft on Sunday. So I go to that Lord of the Flies town, and every time I go there, there's always a fox in the water looking to kill fish. That's just what they do. Um, I had learned that foxes can hold something in their mouth, and the next day I go over there and I see this guy in the water. And then if you look, there's not always, but there's a school of fish underneath, and he's up on top, and sometimes he dips down a little bit. So I thought he was hungry, so I killed one, and it floated up, and he caught it in his mouth. And I thought it would stop, but no, like ever since then, all he does is hang out there, and he looks for fish. He doesn't always kill them, but sometimes I show up and there's like a dead fish up at the top of the water spinning, and I get to pick it up. So, one free fish. But that's all he wants to do. He still had that same fish in his mouth for months now. But that's all he does. He just wakes up every day and chooses violence. And he's just out there checking out the fish. And I always go by and say hi to him when I show up and when I leave. Because he makes little fox noises. Like he's beeping. It's this little squeak. It's so cute. It's so adorable. He just wants to kill stuff. But anyway, I go over there on my birthday. And I never, every so often, he'll just kill a random fish, and it's just, waiting there. Sometimes he doesn't. But on this day, he killed maybe like 3 or 4 fish that I picked up. Like, oh my God, thank you. Does he know it's my birthday? Like, wow. And there's a fisherman I can sell those to. Brian, yeah, fish are tasty. Octopus, doubtful. Yeah, You can't kill an octopus. You get black ink from them. You can turn that into dye. I don't like to kill them, though. I've got a thing for sea life. That's why I don't eat any seafood. I think they're cute. Um, but the octopi are kind of a mood because, yeah, they swim around and do stuff and just all this. But one thing that they do is that they'll just sit in they have a little bit of their head sticking out of the water. And they just turn a little bit, and then turn a little bit more, and turn a little bit more again. And they just keep turning in a circle. They extend their legs and push them back in, and that's what makes them turn. Legs go out, come back in, they turn a little bit more, and they'll just do that for minutes on end. It is such a mood because you know what? That's what I would do if all I had to do was swim around all day. I would take time out to just sit there and just spin in a little circle, to just in my own zone, in the water. Nothing's trying to kill me. It's the cutest thing. I was watching one do that once, and then he just despawned. I'm like, I wasn't near him. I didn't kill him. That they just despawn like that. It's so cute to see him having fun like that. Uh, I'll read in the chat room. Kara said, if there's a bad guest at QF, I just tune them out, focus on chat. That's what I used to do. But then I realized that some guests are just always going to be the same way every time they're on. Which I think is, rude to the host. Stop interrupting the man when he's speaking. It's his show. It shows some respect. But they're never going to do that because they don't watch their own appearances back, or they just don't care. So what I've started doing this year, and by this year I mean since October, is I will just, because I'm always in 2 chat rooms now. I get to be in the Quite Frankly chat room and then the Twitch chat room. I couldn't do that with my eyes getting fucked up at my last job. That's another reason why I was hating it. But I can't be in 2 chat rooms now. I do it every show now. And if I don't care for the guest, or if they start talking about and showing AI, I just turn off the video. because I have both chat rooms on the laptop, and I watch on the TV. I watch on Twitch so I don't get any ads because YouTube has ads. And then I will. Sometimes I leave it off. Sometimes if I was watching a video before I showed up, I'll put that back on and watch that, listen to that. And then I'm just strictly riffing off of whatever the chat room is saying. And you might think that's weird, like how do you follow along? But a lot of times the chat room is talking about its own thing anyway, whether it doesn't matter what the host or the guest or any or the callers or anybody's saying, we're just talking about our own thing. And you just run with that and you still have fun. That way no matter what, I'm always having fun and I'm not watching anybody get disrespected because I'm not there for that. And yeah, I don't have to put up with that. I'm not there for that. I wouldn't have people on my show who were doing that to me consistently. I understand it's easier to have guests on sometimes because that's just less that you yourself have to do. It's less content you have to write. I get that. That's why kind of in a way it's easy to do like anybody, but like for the Dark Shadows reviews, it's already something I've basically already done all of the work prior. I'm just reading my notes and trying to remember the scenes and possibly trying to act them out a little bit. And you just put my own spin on it, because not everybody is going to watch the same show the same way. You watch a scene, oh my god, that's so sad. Like, really? That was fucking hilarious, dude. Why are you crying? It's everybody's going to take it differently. So yeah, you don't have to watch things you don't want to, and it's like, just let me know when they're done. Well, like you can tell because people say goodbye in the chat room that you can turn the show back on, see what's going on, and if it's someone I don't care for at all, I'll tune in, and as soon as they pop up, I just video off, and I'll tune back in the last 3 to 5 minutes so I know when to say goodbye, and then just on with the rest of the night. I don't have to. It's somebody came into the chat room and I didn't know what they were on about. I thought they were mad at me. I was like, I thought we were cool. Why are you like mad at me? Like, are we fighting? Did we fight in the car on the way over? I don't understand. But they weren't mad at me. They just didn't like the guest. They really didn't like the guest or their husband. And you don't have to. You know, nobody has to like 100% of anything. I don't like any shows that I follow, any channels that I follow. I don't like 100% of it. Like I was saying with Dark Shadows, like there's characters I straight up hate. There's characters that I love and everything in between. You don't have to like 100% of everything. But they were mad and they were going off, and you're allowed to. That's how I feel a chat room should be. Not everybody has to like everything. It shouldn't be an echo chamber. You can't please all of the people. If somebody doesn't like a thing, say it. Maybe don't say it for 2 hours straight, but don't think you can't voice your opinion. I'm not gonna, you're allowed to say you don't like something. Like 100 people like bacon, and 101st person doesn't. You're allowed to be wrong, but don't rant about it for 2 hours straight, like we heard you in the first hour and 45 minutes. But they were really mad, and then I sort of understood from their subsequent comments that it wasn't mad at me, but it was almost like it's not like this. I'll put it like this: just because I'm at a show, it doesn't mean I 100% agree with everything. Unless it's here, it's not my show. I don't get to decide what other topics come up on another show, what guests come on a show, what callers get through. None of that. I'm just in the chat room to have a good time and make sure people don't, cut up and just, act like fools. Because some people will just get into a chat room and they're 60 and then they act like they're 5 years old, and we're not here for that. So, like, please don't think that just because I'm at a show or anybody else is at a show, it means that, like, we like what we're seeing. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I really fucking hate what's going on, but it's not my show. Nobody's asking me my opinion. If you work at a store, the owner is not going to ask the cashier what prices should be. So, nobody goes to, I mean, like, you can ask your chat room, like, hey, out of all these people, like, which guest do you like, and put up a poll. Like, that doesn't happen, and even if it does, it's just a suggestion. At the end of the day, it's the owner of the channel who decides who the guests are. So, please don't think just because I'm showing up there or other people are showing up there that we 100% like what we're seeing on the screen. Like, some of us hate the shows, but we still show up every day. It's some people I straight up don't like anything about them, but it's not my show. But all of my friends are there, so I want to see my friends more than I want to see. I'd rather see all you people that I like and more at a show versus one person whose voice I can't stand, like, who I think adds absolutely nothing to anything, let alone has intelligent things to say about any topic. Some people I can just do without, but I'm not there. I really am there sometimes more to see you guys than any other reason. Yes, I do like going to, quite frankly, but if there's things I don't like, it's okay. I'm an adult. I can sit through things I don't like for the chance to see you guys, because that's way more important. Oh, we owe you Bill Cooper has to head out. Have a great weekend, Nikki and everyone. Yeah, have a great night. Have a good, I'll be on tomorrow if you're around. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Brian says fried grouper will change your mind. I don't know. John Rogers says, I hate the ads every 5 minutes. If you can watch on 2 devices, try watching it on Twitch. They don't have ads there, but some people are just, stuck using a phone, split screen, so they don't have that option. But if you can, do it. But if you can't, that really sucks, because you can't follow the show when there's ads every 5 minutes. I can't. My memory's too bad. You can't distract me like that. I'm reading 2 chat rooms and watching the video. You can't break my concentration like that, or just nothing's gonna stick. It's like I'm coming to a new show every 5 minutes for 2 hours. That's exhausting. It's exhausting. And it's already at the end of the day by 7 p.m. Oh, John Rogers has to watch on his phone, so he's stuck with Google. That sucks. Try watching through the Brave browser, maybe. I've never done that on my phone, but it could. I mean, like, yeah, you still have, like, the video on top in the little chat room, but it's through a different browser, so Brave does not play ads. I will, sometimes when I'm playing Minecraft, I'll play my YouTube playlist through Brave, so I don't get any ads. Kara said he's had Jay on a lot lately. He really has. And if he's not on, he comes up in conversation. Kara says, I miss Jim Lee. I wonder how he's doing. Yeah, Jim Lee, like, rarely he'll go live from his own channel, but he's, like, he works full time and he's got a family and he's always building a new website. He keeps himself really busy, so I think he just goes live when he can, and that seems to be twice a month. It would be cool to see him on more, like, even just 5 minutes, like, just call in. That Cox says Jim Lee has been deputized. Yeah, Jim Lee's a cop now, so he can arrest these people who are spraying chemicals up in the air. Yeah, he's still on YouTube, because he was going to not college, but a cop school. What am I looking for? Oh, there it is. Yeah, he was. Well, first I thought he was a security guard. Maybe he was, and then he just decided he wanted to do more, so he was doing his training thing. So now it's Officer Jim Lee. Like, next, we're gonna turn around, he's gonna be a detective. He can be the new wisecracking guy, since we don't have Jerry Orbach with us. Like Cox says, I think he's trying to put together a studio so he can go live more often. I think that is what Jim Lee's doing. He has talked about, expanding so he can have his own studio. Imagine him with guests. Oh my god. Yeah, make sure you're subscribed to Climate Viewer here on YouTube. He's on other platforms, but oh, Brian said, yeah, I remember that person hating on someone whose appearances I always skip. Sometimes I wish more guests were on there solo so we can hear them talk rather than have them on as guests just to be spoken over for 2 hours. And yeah, those are not fun episodes. Kara Weather Police, yeah. If you're flying your plane not right, as soon as you land, Jim Lee's there to put you in handcuffs. John Rogers says, I have a hard enough time with the new chat setup. Yeah, it sucks, because some people, it's just that their handles change too much, so it's like they're dead. It's hard. That's why they do it. It's eye strain. I go to another show, and they were complaining about how their handles instead of screen names. I'm like, hold on, I've got the steps here. Shared it with them. I'm like, yeah, it's been like this since the sun went into Scorpio, because of course that's when it would start. Oh, what's up, Dandy? Glad you made it. I read your super chat earlier. Thank you. Yeah, just in from the dive bar. Yeah, cool. Oh, Nightcock says somebody sent him down to Arizona. He could clean up that situation in no time. Yeah, Jim Lee won't put up with that shit. Well, it depends. Is it a higher elevation? Because he can't fly in planes. It fucks his head off too bad. Oh, Brian, that's okay. It's just like having. Honestly, it's like this really older episode on Puffs Gaming 81. He's a Minecraft YouTuber, but he just graduated college last summer for like engineering, so he knows his shit. So he's got this series of videos. It's an extra mod he added with like gears and conveyor belts and all this stuff. And what he was doing was building this contraption that would take lava and then turn it into cobblestone. And then it would pass it along farther and turn it into stone. And then it would pass it along even farther and then turn it into like stone brick. So rather than you having to like put it into a furnace every time, like this whole thing just did it on its own with the gears and the conveyors and wheels and cogs and stuff that it's beyond me. And again, it took him a few episodes. It took a few hours. But you watch all these videos and he finally, builds it and then it all puts it all in a chest at the end. It was so cool to watch. But during one, this girl comes on. I don't watch a lot of girl YouTubers anyway. If somebody has a video and a chick comes on, I shut it off because all they do is giggle and ask stupid questions. And that's what this girl did. Apparently it's his sister. And she's younger than him. And if somebody comes onto your show, male or female, and the first thing out of their mouth is stupid fucking questions, you don't know enough to be here. You shouldn't be during the show. You shouldn't be in the room. You should have asked these questions before your brother went live. Because this girl gets on there. What are you doing? What does that do? Why are you doing that? What are those? Go. Get out of the room. Log off. You're not only adding nothing to this, you're making it worse. I had to skip forward past it because I'm not putting up with that shit. It just full stop. I'm not putting up with that shit. If all you're doing is asking stupid questions that a fucking child would say, I'm you're clearly not paying attention. Like, did you watch the show? You don't know anything about Minecraft, so you get onto a video that's gonna be made public and ask the dumbest fucking question. Just like, you're not being nice by including her. This is just dragging down the entire performance. I'm not putting up with that anywhere. If I was skipping past that in a Minecraft video, if you have somebody on who just for me, to just drags it down and just, you act like when you're asking questions, it sounds like you don't care and you're seeing the stuff for the first time. So you're just saying the first dumb thing that pops into your head. It just, I can't. I just know. It's like tell me you don't care about what's going on without saying you don't care what's going on. And I'm not going to listen to that for 2 hours. And uh, it was a series of videos that Puff had. I forget how long it took him to build this contraption. Maybe, and each one was about 2 hours or more long. So it's an entire little series of videos. So like, get her out of the fucking room. We're not in kindergarten. It's not a tutorial. No, you don't care about this. Why are you here asking questions about something you don't care about? I just know. Care of both. I don't deal with that. It's like, let the host speak. Don't interrupt. Don't interrupt and then act like you're bored for 2 hours. I'm not. It's, if someone were, watch it back and you'll see what I'm talking about. Maybe live in the moment. Some folks wouldn't notice, but I'm there noticing it. I take in, when I'm paying attention to something, I'm taking in everything, and I notice that. And I know when people don't care. I know when people are not paying attention, and they're just sort of, yeah, I hear you, but I'm doing my own thing. I know what that's like. I know what that's like from personal experience. It's rude. I know what it's like to see the other people doing that to other folks, and it's rude. And I'm not there to sit there and watch that. I don't want to see you disrespect somebody I have respect for. It doesn't matter if the person has a disrespect kink and they're into that. I'm not. And other people are seeing it. I'm not there to see that. I don't have enough time on this planet to put up with that kind of disrespect, so I'm not going to watch it. I'd rather be watching, again, Puff's Gaming 81, or I got some music playlists that I had for the car. I don't have the car anymore, so let me go through these songs and see which songs I want to keep and which songs I just don't need anymore on the playlist, so I get to do that for 2 hours. And again, like, there's nothing funny about it at all. Just like interrupting people constantly is not funny. Asking questions about stuff you clearly don't care about, it's not funny. It's not entertaining. It's just like, what do you want to talk about since this stuff is not interesting for you? Just get her out of the. I understand that's your sister, but I'm sorry, Puff. She should not have been on there. Like, can I get an edit of this without her questions? Because this is adding, like she's not there to learn about what you're doing. She's just asking dumb questions. She's not going to go build this in her own Minecraft server. She sounds way too young to even be on YouTube. This was not a private video. This was a public video. Nightcock, some people have no home training, no self-awareness, just living in their own world. Yeah, it's they don't know, they don't realize that the camera is, you have to be mindful about what's in the square. I can be doing stuff down here, I can be doing stuff way off to the side, above my head, but if it's in the square going on, if I can hear it, then it concerns me. And if it happens once, okay, it happens twice, that's one too many times. But if it happens 3, 4, 5 every single time, I don't deal with rude people like that. Oh, Kara, you're not missing anything. Kroger's has roses all over the store. I wonder why. Oh, Patrick says I haven't been on QF for a couple months. We'll have to check it out soon. Yeah, it's the Zells called in, but I forget what day that was. But it happened. It happened. I forget if it was last week or the week before. But yeah, it's if somebody is this happened a lot when I was dealing with the public. You see somebody and you know exactly everything that's going to come out of their mouth. It gets to be that way with some guests. They're exactly the same every single time, and it's not entertaining at all. So I know what I'm going to be in for. And again, I don't have to see that. I don't have to put up with that. I don't have that kind of time to watch people get people like I like getting disrespected. So I'm not going to sit there and put up with it. And so like same thing for me, same thing for everybody. Please don't think just because we're there it means that we like everything that we're seeing. Some people, I'm not saying you have to uh, go on a rant every time you see something you don't like. But if you're like, no, I don't care for that. No, I don't agree with that. Well, I like what they were saying up to a point, but I don't agree with that one thing. Like that's okay. You can say that, but we don't condone everything we're sitting through. It's the same thing in life. Just because you're sitting in traffic doesn't mean you condone it. What are all these people doing out? Go to sleep. That's why I went out early to avoid traffic. Yeah, always check your notifications. Make sure you're like subscribed to the channels you like, because if YouTube will unsub you from me, they'll unsub you from anybody. There was a time where it seemed like once a year, every year, the only channel I was unsubscribed from was, quite frankly, they kept doing it every year. And I was like, back when I was following close to 100 channels, they would do it. I'm following less now, but that's not the point. I'd go through my entire list, like, wait, what's missing? Why does that say unsubscribed? I subscribed to this, so it finally stopped one year, but it consistently, it just kept unsubbing me from that one channel. So if you do like a channel, I don't know, every month or so, whenever, just go through your subscriptions, make sure they're who you want to be subscribed to. And if somebody's missing, like, what? I didn't unsubscribe from them. So just go to their channel, and sometimes you gotta resubscribe. Oh no, you can get mad, Brian. Yeah, that's okay. I kind of like to see that, because there's some, like, even me, some guests, like, I'm digging what they're saying, but then they'll say something that I don't like, and it's like, well, I agree with that, but they're wrong about this. It's honestly like that. And other people do that too. They're like, yeah, like, I agree with you up to a point, but then they said this, and that's totally fucked up. And then, like, maybe they have a few other lines to say about it. Like that's fine. They're sort of like clarifying. It's one thing to say you don't like something, and that's fine. But it's also okay to say, I disagree with this, and then you follow it up with a few comments. Because I like to read that stuff. It's like, okay, you disagree, that's fine. But then they go into detail about it, and so I'm reading that too. Like, you know what? I see it from the chatter's point of view as well. Okay, because maybe I wasn't agreeing either. I don't know, maybe this happens to you too. It's like you want to go to say something, and the second you're typing it out, somebody's already said it. And you're like, that's what I was gonna say. So like, right, yeah, I agree. Same. So that happens too. It's okay, but don't be like what was it? Like Dilly was on that one time, and there was like a few people in there who just had to complain about him being there. I swear, for a solid hour. Like, even after the guests left, they were still complaining. The next night, they were still complaining about it. Like, let it go. He's not even here. Like, calm down. I get you don't like this guest. You can say that. Like, I don't like what they had to say about this. I think they're full of shit. Okay, fine, you can say that. But if it's like gets to 8 o'clock and you're still saying that, we heard you. We get it. We know. Is there something else you want to talk about tonight other than you just don't like this guy? Because now you're boring. Other people can see that. Like, get on to something else you don't like. Or, like, what do you like? Like, do you like their hat? Is there another guest you would prefer to see? Like, some people do that too. Like, oh, you shouldn't have this person on. You should have so and so on. Okay, well, we'll DM them and ask them to get on. Quite frankly, if it's bothering you that bad, I would say you don't have to stay, but I stay through a lot of stuff I don't like. We've all had jobs that we've stayed at that we don't like. It's not gonna hurt you. Again, if you're on two devices, you can always just watch something else or listen to something else. Or one time I was bored as hell and didn't have anything to say, so I was just going through old receipts and throwing them out. So I got some work done while I was watching the show. Um, Sometimes that's how I found some of my Minecraft screenshots. I lost some. I don't delete them, but the ones that I took on December 26th, I can't find. So when all the chests look like Christmas presents, and I took screenshots of that, they're just gone. I don't know where to find them. I can find my screenshots that I took on CurseForge, which have like the fields of purple flowers. I've got the ones that I've shown you now, but that's the folder where I had the gifts at. So where did those go? Again, I did not delete them. I'm just checking my notes to see if I spoke about everything that I wrote down. Oh, yeah, one other thing. John Rogers says he must be doing something right. He keeps going to the White House. Ugh, that's not good. Why would you go there? Is there food? I don't know if I'd want to eat their food. Nightcock, I like the varying points of view. If you have an issue with what a guest is saying, cool, then make your case. But don't let them live rent free. Yeah, it's because it happens. Like maybe you don't like the guests at all, but they make one good point. You're like, hey, you know what? I like that. That's happened to me too. It's like sometimes you like everything they're saying except one thing. Okay, it's like, well, I was up with you till a point, and I think you're full of shit on that, but the rest of the stuff is solid. And some people are like, oh my god, why are they here? And then they actually have a good point about something, and it's just like, hey, I didn't know they thought that way. That is so cool. Maybe I was wrong about them. I'm open to my mind being changed. It's not set in stone. Kara, I remember the show with Dilly, LOL, who knew he had so many haters. Yeah, I didn't know it. I thought he was going to yell at us the whole time because he has a voice like he yells all the time, but he kept his voice, like, chill, so I didn't have to turn the volume up because I wasn't getting yelled at. My ears can't take that. If you have a microphone and you're yelling into it like an alcoholic, I can't do it. It's going to set off my tinnitus. That volume so close to the mic, no. Like, you use your ASMR voice. I don't even like ASMR. Or one thing I don't like, I am mindful of is Tracy Beans was on once. This not like the last time, maybe like the time or so before, but she was on there and just talking about stuff. I like her fine, but somebody was getting on about how come she doesn't bring up her husband and her kids. I didn't know she was married with the family. She didn't bring it up. So my thing is, if you don't bring it up, don't talk about it. Like, if you bring up your family, okay, you put the ball in play. Now other people can talk about it, but maybe she does have a family and she doesn't use them for content, so she doesn't bring them up. So she doesn't have to use her personal life to have something to discuss. But this person just kept harping on it, kept harping about it, and like her family and her kids and all this stuff, and it got to be like he wasn't saying anything perverted, but it's like, why are you bringing up a topic that, personal life stuff that has nothing to do with what we're talking about? You're kind of being a creep. And that's what sort of happened with when Dilly was on. There was one person in there that just kept talking about, like, again, I don't know if these people have families or not. I just know them from their appearances. I don't follow any of these other, like Jim Lee. Okay, yeah, if the Zells had contact, yeah, but I don't follow these other folks. So if they don't talk about their family, you shouldn't either. But this one person just kept harping in about, I bet Dilly's some kind of way with those kids. It was starting to get a little bit perverted. Like, why are you talking about children, bruh? Nobody brought this up. So why is that your topic of interest when, like, he's not mentioning his family? Frank did not mention his family, but you're just talking about these minors? Why are you fantasizing about children, you pervert? Like, they might have gotten a timeout, but they were being, like, out of an entire room of people who were mad about him being there, they were the one person being a creep. Danny, Dilly's shrill voice is impossible to listen to. Like, that's why I don't listen to Alex. I mean, I don't care about Alex Jones anyway. He's just a dull Eric Cartman to me. But if you have a voice where, if you scream all the time, that's a problem. Take care of your voice. Do something about it. Drink some tea with honey. I'm not going to listen to, like, that gravel scraping sound in an elevated register for minutes on end. It's going to set off my tinnitus, like I say. It's just going to make my ears ache, and then I'm sitting there with the show on mute. And I'm just waiting for you to get off the screen. I'm not listening to that. You have a microphone in front of you. We can hear you. It's better than my microphone. We can hear you. You don't have to yell like a drunk. I worked with an alcoholic, and he would always scream into the microphone at the factory. It's like, why does he do that? Oh, he's a drunk. Oh, I guess that's what they do. Now, what I was going to say, this kind of came up 2 different times, I don't know, the last so many months, but a lady called in, and she was, pardon me, she was talking about how her daughter was an addict. I forget if she said what she was on, but she was so bad on, junk that she was homeless. She also had a husband, too, so I'm sure he was a junkie. But, oh, Michael Orleans, what's up? But her daughter was on drugs, and she keeps the mom keeps trying to get her help, like going through these church organizations and just doing all this stuff to get her off of, again, whatever it was. I don't know if it was, like, I assume it's heroin. I doubt it was, she was just hitting the bottle too much, or taking too much aspirin. But you could tell this woman was frustrated. She was an older lady, and maybe her daughter's around in her 30s, but sounds like she'd been an addict for, more than 5 years. And this woman was just frustrated talking about it. I wish somebody would help. I understand the sentiment, because I did, like, my best friend did decide heroin was for him, and I had to cut him out of my life. I do know people who have, died because of drugs. And that you would think somebody that close to addiction would understand how it works. But what I keep going back to in my head is, no one had to help her daughter get on the drugs. So you really shouldn't expect somebody else to help her get off of the drugs. That's not how addiction works. It doesn't matter who wants to help you, who doesn't want to help you. Addiction is addiction. If they personally do not want to stop, you can honestly move heaven and earth, and they're still reaching for the bottle, the needle, the pill, whatever. That's how addiction works. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I've seen it with myself. I've never been on heroin or anything like that, but I've been, like, addicted to things. I've gotten off of things. I'm, sober now. I can't afford anything. And nobody's addicted to marijuana. Half Baked covered that. But you have to realize that after so many years of just wanting it bad enough, that doesn't work, because it's never going to work. You need to start slowly cutting them off in their head and start preparing yourself for the day you get the phone call. Is this Mrs. So-and-so? Is your daughter such and such? Are you sitting down? And, don't shoot the messenger. I don't want anybody to overdose on drugs or booze or whatever. It's really sad. It really sucks. Like, people should instead, possibly live a long, happy, productive life, especially if she's got a fucking husband. But it's clearly not going to happen. So after, 5 years, a decade, you need to stop, get them out of your life, because not only are they an addict, now you're addicted to being a, for lack of a better term, concern fag. Because you're spending all of your time worried about somebody who doesn't care that you're worried about them. You're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy. It's just sucking the life out of you when you could be moving on with your life. You can wish somebody well and leave them to their own devices. It doesn't mean you don't care, it doesn't mean you don't love them. You just need to realize addiction is stronger than love. I'm sorry, it just is. Look at how many junkies abandon and abuse their kids because they'd rather get high. So clearly, addiction wins out. If you don't know what addiction is like, read The Lord of the Rings. Gollum's a junkie. That's what it's like. I don't know if Tolkien meant it that way, but that's what it's like. Nothing else mattered but him holding onto that ring. And then later on, somebody was in the chat room, and drugs came up again. And their comment was something like, "Oh, I wish all drugs would go away because my daughter's a junkie." Again, that is not how addiction works. Okay, let's just say magically, suddenly, all of the booze and the heroin and the pills and the meth and the whatever just magically went away. That doesn't make addiction go away, because all that person is going to do is find something else to abuse. Food is right there. Look at all these food addicts. They're obese. That's what that is. They're addicted to food. So just because the quote unquote drugs are not there, food becomes their drug. Maybe they are become addicted to porn. Maybe they become addicted to, like some people just can't stop playing video games, so that's all they do instead of going to work. Like some people, maybe stealing becomes their drug. So it's not the fact that drugs are out there, it's the fact that they don't have a handle on addiction. And that's just how addiction is. Some people can fight it down, some people let it take them over. And, maybe that they sort of have a reason. I do know some folks that got on heroin and they went through some bad sexual abuse. I'm not saying that's an excuse, because people go through that and don't get on drugs, but that's just what they ended up turning to. And, speaking from personal experience, it's easier to only have to deal with getting high and nothing else. You're paying your bills or whatever, you're keeping a roof over your head, but you're not working on hobbies, you're not going on walks. You wake up, you think about, when am I going to get high again? Do I have enough money to get high? Is the store going to be open so I can buy my drugs? Is the dope man going to be at his house so I can buy drugs? Like, wherever you're getting your stuff from. It's not about the drugs, it's about addiction. And I just don't understand how people can be that close to it and don't realize what they're seeing. Like the power of love is not going to come in and save them. It doesn't work like that. Like, they personally need to want to stop. Like my best friend, my ex-best friend, he got real bad at heroin. And then he was stealing from his job. He was stealing metal and selling it to the scrapyard. Well, when you sell scrap to the scrapyard, they have to see your ID. And so, like, the job found the scrap metal was going missing. It was easy to track down. That's where it was going. So he got in trouble. But because he was on heroin, they gave him the option to, rather than go to a jail or prison, whatever, to go to rehab. So that's what he did. And then they started giving him a shot or something so he wouldn't crave heroin. Okay, so he's not on heroin, so he just switched to other stuff. Is it methadone you can get? That's what he's. It's not the only thing he was addicted to. So like he still liked to drink. He still liked his pills. He still liked to smoke. So rather than having that one drug, There's a rainbow of other drugs he could do instead, because it wasn't about the heroin. It's about the addiction. And you're not going to fight the addiction demon for somebody else. They either want to fight it for themselves or they don't. And if they don't want to, that's when you have to start checking out. You wish them well. You wish them nothing but luck. You still love them, but you can't be in their life because they're just going to feed off of you and get money off of you. Let me get $5. Let me get $10. Oh, I'll pay you back on Wednesday. I'll pay you back on Thursday. I'll pay you back next week. Give me a ride to the dope man's house. It's going to be these little things. If they're getting it from you, they're getting it from other people. And I'm sorry the world is that way, but it is that way. And you have to protect yourself from people like that, because they just want to bring you down with them, because the addiction is more important than love. I'm sorry, it sucks. I know we love those people, but you have to know, you pick your battles. You're not going to, fight the good fight for everybody. That's just how it is. I wish I could kind of shake those ladies. Like, it doesn't work like that. You've got to protect yourself. It's better to start cutting yourself off now and breaking away from them than having to do it all at once when you're putting on your black clothes for their funeral. Just saying it from personal experience. I don't wish anybody bad. I wish everybody would sober up and stop, but that's just not what's in the cards for everybody. John Rogers, we were talking about Dilly. He says his voice does remind me of that guy that did the voice for the Affleck duck. Nightcock says, I ran into an old friend I had to distance myself from 25 years ago who just couldn't beat addiction. They're still struggling and still hanging out with the same crowd. Yeah, like all those people I was hanging out with about 20 years ago, I saw like they just. I like to party because it was fun. I didn't have to get high every day just to function the way they do, and it was just sad to see, and I just knew I couldn't be around them anymore, so I slowly stopped hanging out, and some of them are still with us, some of them are not, but you just can't let them drag you down with them. I knew I was not a junkie. I never wanted to be. I just wanted to party a little bit. And that's how they started out. And for whatever reason, they got worse. And I'm sure they got people around them that do the junk too. So less incentive to get sober. But you just have to know, you have to protect yourself at the end of the day. And being around that was not protecting myself. And that wakes people up too when they realize they don't have any more lifelines, anybody they can ask for $5 and $10. Then they start really realizing, maybe not all of them, but some of them do, like, hey, maybe I need to stop doing this because people aren't going to be giving me $5 and $10 randomly, so I can catch a little buzz here and there. Brian, yeah, gotta love them from a distance. Yeah. It's like, yeah, my ex-best friend, stole some stuff from me. That's too true. You can't have junkies around you because they steal. But I don't wish him, death because of it. I wish he could get sober and see the error of his ways. But it's probably not going to happen. And if it does, I will be around to see it. And he just, hopefully gets his life together and has a good long life. And maybe can tell younger folks to not take the path he took. But wishful thinking, yeah, it could get worse, but he could get better. They don't really stay the same, though. People, they stay on a substance very long. It just drags them down and makes things worse, and you're not going to be, a 90-year-old heroin addict, and, like, no, you're probably going to die when you're 40 or something. It just doesn't work like that. But like food addicts. I remember being at a funeral, and there were some obese people there were older people there, but there were not like, gray-haired obese people. So I was just noticing in my mind, like, wow, at a certain point, like, these gigantic folks just don't live that long, and just maybe I need to start getting my shit together. Nightcock, I try and give people enough time to realize they need to change themselves. If they don't progress, then I'm done, yeah. It's like, just because you can't see this as a problem, then I can't make you see it. So we just gotta go two separate ways, and it just is what it is. And They have to do what's right by them. Maybe they don't want to be live to be 90. Is a personal choice, but you're not going to drag me down with you and expect me to cry over somebody who doesn't, don't expect me to care more about you than you care for yourself when you're, not only are you choosing drugs over family and friends, you're like stealing and just lying and all that. It's just sad. You think about people when they were young and not like that, but it's just the way it turns out sometimes, and that's just life. And yeah, it's hard getting off of. It's hard to stop being an addict, but it's also going to be rewarding. It was one of the hardest things I did to lose all that weight, and it's also one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. So yeah, it's hard, but the sooner you start, the sooner you'll stop. And it is kind of a lifelong, thing you think about, like, oh man, if I got to 120 pounds, I could never respect myself again. Oh my God. But it's just so you know how bad you can get. And it's like you put a barrier up, like, I'm not going to let myself do that again. I've been too big, I've relapsed, I'm too old, and my back's too bad to get fat, and I'm on camera now, so I wouldn't respect myself seeing that way. I don't need any more back pain. I've got a bad knee now, too, so that just wouldn't work out. It's hard enough to get any work done with the depression. I don't need the back pain also distracting me when I've got work to do. I've got friends to see. I've got you guys. Like, cock, I lost too many friends when I was younger, so I learned that I had to distance myself for my own well-being. Yeah, I remember stopping, asking, what happened to so-and-so we worked with? What happened to this person? How come we don't hang out with them anymore? Just dead, heroin, just... I'm just gonna stop asking since I know the answers. It's like with anything. You just have to know what your limits are and know that you participating in somebody's addiction is just keeping them in it. They're not going to sober up if things don't change for them. So you need to start making changes for yourself, and don't be the concern fag and like, oh, I have to be there for them or nobody else will. It's like, yeah, they expect that. That's why they keep coming to you for those $5 and $10. You're keeping them high as much as you want them to sober up. Like, you're part of the problem. It's like, and some people can't see that, but maybe they haven't been addicted themselves, but they are addicted, they don't see it. So yeah, you gotta look out for folks and wish them well, and maybe they need religion, maybe not. They just need a wake up call. They can't continue that way. And just hopefully they don't get worse and turn to crime and arson and check bouncing or whatever folks do for their fixes. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. Maybe it matters my credit score, but I don't care about my credit score. It's just like, just cars come and go. It's something I've been through before. I've got internet. I've got you guys. I'll be don't have a choice about moving, but I can possibly get a better audio setup, and that means I can do more live shows. I feel more confident about going live more often, possibly doing little content things like when I'm doing those little tests before I go live. Those seem to do pretty well. And I am thinking about merch. I might have to start making my own Not Today's Satan shirts, since these are no longer in print, not for sale. There's Gray doesn't have any Not Today's Satan merch anymore. Maybe it all sold out. Brian, yeah, very true, Nikki. Enablers, yeah, that's what it is. Every junkie that I know has some, straight person, sober person enabling them. And, like, oh, well, I have to because they're family. Well, you don't have to do anything. Like, you might as well just be, sticking the needle in their arm for them. That's what you're doing. You don't, I don't know what mental tricks what hoops you're jumping through in your head to make that okay. Like, unless you want them to die and you're afraid to admit it, that's what you're doing. So, Like, you ever watch my 600-pound life? They're not the only 600-pound person in the house. You know, somebody has to go and, you know, pick up McDonald's for them every 5 minutes. Patrick, your audio sounds fine here. Yeah, good. It wasn't too bad at the last show. It has just the same basic sort of 1932 vibe. But yeah, it's been 2 hours with you guys. It's been a great show. I had fun talking to you guys. Just rambling on with no notes, talking about anything. That was cool. I'm glad we get to catch up. I do want to do another one of these next month. I just don't know exactly when. It's going to be on a Friday. At least one extra balcony chat with you guys to hang out and catch up and just talk about what's going on. Possibly I'll be in a new place, but hopefully you won't be able to tell because I always have the same background. So, yeah, smash the like button on the way out. Don't forget your pants. Well, leave your pants on the floor because I'm going to be live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time doing the Dark Shadows review. I'll be on episode 173. Nightcock, thanks, Nikki and chat. Time flew by tonight. It went so fast. These go so fast. 2 hours never flew by so fast. But it's great seeing you guys. I'm glad I got to catch up with you guys and let you know what's going on. No matter what, we've got each other to hang out with, so that lets me get through any other bad stuff that's going on in the real world. You guys make it all worth it. You guys keep me here. Yeah. See, yeah, make sure you are subscribed in case YouTube tries to unsubscribe you from my channel. Again, I do have the super chats open up. It's Venmo, it's Buy Me a Coffee. That money stays in the United States. I'm not spending it on hookers and blow or AI. I read your battery might be running low. I read your comments at my next show, so you get to get your comments right on the next show. And we always have a good time here every week, so thank you guys for being here so I can put on a show for you guys. This is really the most important part of my week, is seeing you guys. So thank you for letting me do that, because you guys have been here for me for 11 years, so I'm glad I get to be here for you online, having a good time with everybody. Don't want to get mushy with you guys, but that's really special. It's been, next month it'll be 2 years when I started up the channel. And I wouldn't be able to do that without you guys again. So you guys let me do way more than I ever thought I would be able to this time 2 years ago. So thank you guys for being here, for being Franklies, for being sexy and based. So get something to eat, get some good sleep, have some bacon, smoke out on the balcony. I will see you tomorrow at the same time. We'll have a great time with that, getting a lot farther into Dark Shadows. And I hope you guys are digging it. Link to Dark Shadows in the description for the channel and for the show. It's free on Tubi. It's free on the Internet Archive. John Rogers says, have a great night, everyone. Patrick, really enjoyed Nikki and everyone. Take care. Nightcock says, good night, y'all. One to go to says, thank you so much, Nikki. Let's do tomorrow night. Yeah, definitely tomorrow night. I'll see you guys here in a different shirt. So I love you guys again. Everybody, take it easy. Stay off the drugs. Anything can be a drug. So just all things in moderation. Maybe stay away from the heroin and the meth and things like that. Daddy says night. Hawk, no pun intended. LOL. Yeah, nice. But yeah, thanks again. You guys are the best. Thanks for being here. And let's see if I don't cut myself off at the end of this episode. It's like the lag keeps getting longer. So yeah, you guys are the best. Thanks again. I know I'm repeating myself, but I really do love seeing you guys. And until next time.